Hey guys, welcome back to CLOCKWISE Crypto. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Diving right into it here. Bitcoin ETFs log their first net inflows in weeks while Ether outflows continue. Guys, you know how I feel about Ethereum, right? And I don't think there's a scenario where Ethereum loses. And I get that there's this big push with, Ethereum's gonna fall. XRP is gonna take Ethereum's spot, which is fine. It's happened before. XRP hasn't been number 2 forever. It's dropped down before. It's happened, guys. That does not mean XRP is not one of the most undervalued altcoins in the market right now. Like, Ethereum's not going anywhere. Yes, Ethereum has not been performing the way it could, right? We get that. Even after the transition to ETH 2.0, the merge and switching to proof of stake, like Ethereum just isn't where it should be. I get it, but the upside is so much greater. And I think a lot of people are missing that just because the price action hasn't been there, right? And there's not really an altcoin that has had any tremendous upside when it comes to price action outside of XRP, right? And even XRP isn't where it should be yet. Okay, so this talk about Ethereum, and we'll go into this article and I'll get off my little tangent, but we talk about Ethereum. Ethereum by far is the easiest dollar cost averaging play you can do ever. Like, you literally can put $20 a day into Ethereum and in 2 months have a full Ethereum. It's crazy, right? Or 2 to 3 months have a full Ethereum. Depends on what price it's at, right? So I definitely think that Ethereum is a major play just because that 10 to 15K target isn't as far-fetched as it seems. People put a limit on Ethereum, right? And for some reason they put it, 7K. Like, guys, have you seen Ethereum? I've seen Ethereum rip from $100 to $4,000 in a short period of time. Okay, so we'll see about that. But looking here, spot exchange, Bitcoin exchange ETF in the United States snapped a 5-week net outflow streak. Bitcoin ETFs clocked a net inflow of 744.4 million. Biggest tally in 8 weeks, guys. Biggest tally in 8 weeks. Huge. Extending their daily inflow streak to 6 consecutive days. People are buying, guys. People are taking their positions, whether it's an ETF. Like, this is a reason to pay attention. This is a reason to understand that the sentiment is changing and people are wanting some Bitcoin exposure. 5 funds contributed to the inflows, with the bulk coming from BlackRock's iShares, IBIT, which is the Bitcoin Trust ETF, which recorded 537.5 million. Fidelity's Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund followed with 136.5 million. Huge numbers. The renewed inflows come after a bearish period for both crypto market and the broader global economy, marked by growing concerns over escalating trade tensions and rising recession concerns. Guys, that is one thing that hasn't changed yet with when we're in crypto, right? Like, it seems like we're moving in ebbs and flows with the entire economy. So if stocks fall, crypto's falling. If stocks go crazy bullish, crypto goes crazy bullish. So right now we're in that sentiment, right? I do believe there will be a point where we'll separate. The asset classes will completely separate potentially. But at this time, this is how it moves. So Bitcoin leaves Ethereum in the red zone. So we see here, going into March 21st, we see the net weekly inflow going down here, and it just does a comparison to the Ethereum ETFs. Pretty much money's leaving the Ethereum ETFs, and I think it's opportunity. I see this and I think it's opportunity. I think that you have to think differently, right? And there's people that shy away from Bitcoin. I got friends that are still earning crypto, right? Despite what we do every day, they're still not in crypto. And, they see Bitcoin, they've heard about it. So essentially, if you have an iPhone, you have a smartphone, or you have internet, there's really no excuse now that you don't know about crypto at this point, right? And so essentially, it's your decision whether or not you want to take advantage of it. I've broken it down to friends. I've said, look, it's like stocks, higher returns. You buying code instead of shares or stake in company. You're buying code, and that replace that. From a psychological standpoint, wrap your head around it. You're buying code. That code represents a share in the project, in a sense, and the gains outweigh and outperform historically the stock market. So that is the opportunity in front of you, right? And we look at these net inflows of Ethereum. People are going to wait until Ethereum reaches, I would say, it clears its all-time high, and that's when people are going to buy Ethereum versus buying it for $1,800 to $2,000 now, which is extremely discounted, right? You've had well over 2 years to accumulate Ethereum at a discount, okay? And the outflows are going to impact the price. Expect a pullback, but that's okay. So one other outlook that I want to pay attention to is you got Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki saying Bitcoin is the biggest opportunity in history. Now, Robert Kiyosaki has branded Bitcoin the biggest opportunity in history, maintaining that a conservative disposition towards the asset is a financial mistake. So often vocal about Bitcoin's glaring potential, Kiyosaki has recently echoed the financially rewarding prowess of the largest cryptocurrency by market cap, Bitcoin. The Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki earlier revealed that Bitcoin made him rich, and today he has insisted that the pioneering cryptocurrency is the biggest financial opportunity in history. And he put it in a tweet today, and I think it was cool to pay attention to. He talks about why poor people remain poor. He says, most of us have heard of FOMO, fear of missing out, yet the main reason poor people remain poor is due to FOMM, fear of making mistakes. Huge. Everyone has made a mistake before, right? Investment mistake before, for sure. And here it says the biggest opportunity in history is here. Bitcoin has made it easy for everyone to become rich, yet most people with FOMM, will miss one of the greatest wealth creations in history. If history is any indicator of the FOMO crowd, investing in Bitcoin will accelerate into generational wealth. If history is any indicator of FOMO crowd, will wait until Bitcoin passes 200K this year and say Bitcoin is too expensive, right? 100%. That's 100%. And that's the same that's going to happen for not just Bitcoin, right? So yes, we love Bitcoin here. Yes, Bitcoin is king. All coins are key to get more Bitcoin. Yes, 1000%. But it's not just going to be Bitcoin that people are going to be sitting waiting on Ethereum as well. Ethereum's at its current price. And Ethereum clears its all-time high. It's just too much. Same thing with XRP. You saw that with XRP. People start buying XRP at $2. Yes, there are people in right now XRP at $2, $2.50. 100%. But they waited when you had years of buying XRP under $1. Years. Let alone under $1, under 50 cents. Right? So that same mindset is what's going to keep people where they're at. You see people making money. You see the opportunity in front of you. You see governments making legislations on cryptocurrency. If it wasn't a big deal, there wouldn't be talk about it. If it wasn't a big deal, you wouldn't see countries creating a strategic Bitcoin reserve. You would not see that. So that is the opportunity in front of you, and people are going to miss out because the fear. You have people. Honestly, you have people, billionaires that can afford to miss out. They can afford to get in Bitcoin when it's at 100K, right? And then they're telling you not to buy, and they're wrong, but they can afford to buy 100 Bitcoin at 100K clip with no problem. But the average person comes in and they'll pass on Bitcoin at 3,000. They'll pass on Bitcoin at 6,000. They'll pass on Bitcoin at 20,000 when they had the opportunity at 3. And then they'll say it'll get to 100K, and then they'll say, oh, it's too expensive. They'll say, oh, I can't. I believe it now, but it's just it's too expensive now, right? Missed the boat completely. And that's what we're seeing happening right now for sure. So shout out to Robert Kiyosaki, killing it and still providing that wisdom. Taking a look here at the Bitcoin chart. I know you guys want the TA. I know. So we're going to end it on TA. Right. So the TA here, we see Bitcoin's respecting our zones completely. Pulling up, broke that level, broke the key level right here that we were waiting for. This level broke. Okay. Now you want to know the second level I was talking about. All right. The second level is this level right here. And I think I messed up on this pullback line right here. So we'll put it back where it belongs and go with it that way, because this is definitely where I had it. I did not have it there. So boom, exactly where we want it. Connect it right there. Make it a little pretty. And this is it. This is the breakout level. So we broke this one. Broke this level here. This is broke. Want to see a break of $92,000. Preferably 93, but you can say 92. And then finally a break out of this counter trend line. So 2 levels need to be broken for us to continue. Once that happens, expect all coins to follow suit. Even with, we look at crypto fear greed and we look at all the other indicators that are out there, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that, you know, we're still in a bull market despite all this red. We have this day, right, where there's a ton of green, there's a ton of momentum, right? So there's a shift. There's clearly a shift. And guys, you have a huge opportunity. I'm going to talk about a project this week that no one's talking about, that I really think that you guys will get some value out of, because it's a sleeper. It is a sleeper, and I can't wait to talk about it. But here's the green day. It's been a while since you've seen this much green in crypto, but it correlates, just like we were talking about. It correlates here to what we're seeing from a price action standpoint. We're making some bullish moves right here, but we need to break these levels. So we broke one, need to break this one too. That'll change direction from this retracement. So that's all we're waiting for: a change in, a confirmation and a change in direction. So we need 2 levels to break for sure. So I need this level to remain broken. All right. Then I need us to get to 92, 93,000, break and close above there. And then it's off to the races, guys. So definitely stay tuned for that. If your bags aren't packed by now, I don't know what to tell you, because it's all the bullish news that there could be is out there, right? You have people talking about crypto. You have people talking about Bitcoin that have never talked about Bitcoin before and are packing their bags if they're not already packed already. You need to, like, the time is now, guys. So I'm excited to see what this year is going to play out like. I know there's a ton of bullish news on how the next 2 months are going to be 2 months of insanity when it comes to price action. So we'll see. We'll follow the charts and we'll keep you guys updated. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. We'll see you soon.